Broadcasting worldwide to every nation, this is the Gospel America Television Network. Broadcasting to every nation on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and online at gospelamerica.net. Hello, I'm Gary Jenkins, president of the Gospel America Television Network. We're working hard to provide streaming service to pastors worldwide to share the good news of Jesus Christ with people in every nation. And here's one of our broadcast partners to tell you more about us.
I'm Pastor Pope of Galilee Missionary Baptist Church, and we as a church have had the pleasure of being affiliated with Gospel America Network for the last 2 years. And I'll tell you that it is wonderful to know that we are able to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ to a worldwide audience. Not so that we can lift up our name, but that we can lift up the name of Jesus. I mean, the Lord has blessed us. I mean, we're not a huge, large church with a giant budget, but working with Apostle Gary Jenkins and the Gospel America Network, he was able to find a way for us to be able to come to a worldwide audience without having to break the bank. Come to a worldwide audience each week and to share the good news, to fellowship with the world, to let the world know that Jesus is alive. So I have to tell you that for us, being with Gospel America Network is something that we would not trade for the world. We are so thankful that God has blessed us with this particular opportunity, and we look forward to continuing our relationship with Gospel America. Why? Because the Lord has told us that we are to go out into the highways and the byways and the hedges, and that we are to bring them in. Well, what better way to do that than use all of the means that God has given us? Gospel America Network is one of those means. Apostle, I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity. May God bless you all, and may God keep you. Amen.
If you'd like to know more about broadcasting on the Gospel America Television Network, give us a call at 203-410-6053. And you can email us at gospelamericachannel@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we're so grateful to Pastor John Pope and all of the folks at the Galilee Missionary Baptist Church in San Angelo.
This is the Gospel America Television Network, broadcasting worldwide on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and online at www.gospelamerica.net. Download our app from the App Store or from Google Play and watch us on your tablet or smartphone 24 hours a day.
It's time for Real Talk with the Jenkins, featuring Lady MJ, Pastor Marcella Jenkins, and Dr. G, Dr. Gary Jenkins. And now, let's join Real Talk with the Jenkins.
Hi everybody, welcome to Real Talk with the Jenkins. I'm Dr. G, and my special guest is the Honorable Mayor Brenda Gunter of the City of San Angelo. Welcome, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you so
for
much.
having me.
Yeah, we're just happy to have you.
Good.
And we're going to talk about the City Council meeting today, especially the public hearing session, where people, proponents of the sanctuary city, there's a proposed ordinance making San Angelo a sanctuary city for the unborn, and it was a packed chamber, and a lot of people expressed their opinions, and I think I heard about 2 opposing opinions. But tell us, what is this all about, really?
Really, it's about abortion and the right to life. But really today, I would say the real argument is about process, not about the right to life or whether you are pro-life or support abortion. The issue is, what do we do, how do we do it, and how big of a audience do we want in terms of who decides this issue. And for the council decided that they want the citizens to have an opportunity to voice their opinion by their vote. We believe it's bigger than the 50 or 60 or 100 members from various churches that have come to plead their case. I think it's bigger than that. I think this is a community of multiple people who have the right to make a choice.
You said something that caught my attention, obviously. You said you're pro-life. Everybody knows that. And it's almost like they kind of vilify you a little bit because you didn't put your stamp of approval on processing the...
Yes, I mean, I think the argument was if you don't vote to make this an ordinance today, you're a bad person and you don't support pro-life. Really, the issue was about the process. What process are we going to use in deciding this issue? I think it's a community issue. I think it's an issue that all citizens should have the ability to vote on it. There are some issues in the ordinance that I know a couple of the council members had with it, and the citizens will be able to read that ordinance and make their own decision. One of the things that came out today was many of the people who signed on to the ordinance had not even read the ordinance. They didn't know what it said.
What is it? What is the one component of the ordinance, or maybe more than one component of the ordinance, that strikes you as something that shouldn't be there or should be modified?
Well, number one, you cannot get an abortion in the city of San Angelo today unless you have one performed by a doctor because of some medical issue to terminate the pregnancy. So this sense of urgency is sort of a false sense of urgency because you cannot get an abortion in the city of San Angelo today. There's not an abortion clinic. Planned Parenthood does not exist here. There are no abortion doctors here in town. So this issue, if you got to hurry up and decide, or you're a criminal for not believing the way we believe, shouldn't be such, I think the focus was on the wrong issue.
I was listening to a couple of statements from the gentleman who seemed to be quite knowledgeable about the ordinance. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he say if you leave San Angelo and go out of state, that as a San Angelo citizen, you could be kind of in trouble with
Correct.
with this ordinance? I don't quite get that, but I just wanted viewers to know that that's the first time I heard that, by the way. I supported, as a person, an ordinance stating that San Angelo should be a sanctuary for the unborn. I too believe that we should be mindful of protecting little babies that can't protect themselves, but I think that I'm hearing some things that for the first time that just didn't make quite sense to me about how a person can leave San Angelo, go to Arizona, New Mexico, get an abortion, and then somehow be this ordinance being enforced. When San Angelo, you can't enforce an ordinance outside of the city limits of San Angelo. Is that correct?
That's correct, and that's one of the issues.
So where do we go from here then? If the ordinance has been basically voted down pending either modification or a rewrite, however you want to call that.
Well, the way it stands right now is the steering committee for this ordinance could choose to change some of the language, bring it back to council for reconsideration,
Okay.
or it just simply stays as it is, as written, and then it goes to the voters in November for an up or down vote.
Okay, so there's the possibility this could go into a referendum in November.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what will change once that happens? Once the referendum takes place and the voters say, okay, we either support this or we don't, what changes would happen?
Well, the reality is you can't get an abortion in San Angelo today.
Mm-hmm.
If we become a sanctuary city, you can't get an abortion then as well. It's really about hanging a flag that says we're a sanctuary city more than it is changing what happens in the city of San Angelo.
Now, they mentioned Lubbock. Lubbock was a town that had a referendum on the sanctuary city ordinance. I understand they passed that.
They did.
And So what changed in Lubbock, and how? Because if I'm not mistaken, I thought that there Planned Parenthood or somebody was there prior to this, and then after the ordinance was passed in Lubbock, then of course it was illegal to get an abortion in Lubbock. But you said that you can't get abortion in San Angelo anyway.
That's correct. You could in Lubbock, you can't here. But the other issue is when Lubbock took it up as an issue and took it to the voters to vote, the Heartbeat Act had not been passed by the state of Texas.
Okay, right.
So there's a big difference between what happens here and what happened there. The Heartbeat Act is in law today in the state of Texas. It is law. Mm-hmm. And unless it goes to the Supreme Court and they declare it illegal, which they have not done, it has gone before the Supreme Court, and they, based off of what was taken to the Supreme Court, they let it stand. So the Heartbeat Act does exist. It already exists. It did not exist when Lubbock took their sanctuary city vote to the citizens.
So if I understand this right, once the Heartbeat bill was passed in the state legislature, it in effect rules that you can't, once a heartbeat is detected, you can't perform an abortion.
That's correct.
Wow, interesting.
So
Well,
it's like a duplication,
okay, yeah,
a triplication.
Yeah, so we're duplicating something that's already in existence now, especially with the Heartbeat bill.
Correct.
Okay, got it. We'll be back with more of Brenda Gunter, Mayor of San Angelo, on this whole issue of the city of San Angelo becoming a sanctuary city for the unborn.
Real Talk with the Jenkins. We'll be right back after these messages.
My name is Travis with Grace Transmissions. Here at Grace Transmissions, we have a reputation for customer service, and we've been serving the San Angelo area for over 45 years. Our focus is you, the customer. So whether you need a diagnostic check or a complete transmission service repair, we're here for you. Grace Transmissions, where service meets quality, and that's our #1 priority.
We are here when you need us.
Gray's Transmissions, 1202 Pulliam Street, San Angelo. Ready for a great meal and an awesome atmosphere? Then Golden Corral in San Angelo is the right place. You'll get a wide variety of delicious selections. Whether it's from our grill with freshly cooked steaks, our line of entrees featuring fried chicken, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and plenty of mixed vegetables, to our array of desserts and your choice from the salad bar, you'll dine in our newly renovated family-owned restaurant with style and comfort. Golden Corral serves breakfast Saturday and Sunday mornings and steaks every night and after 11 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Golden Corral offers curbside to go and catering with a large menu for your special event. So come on out to Golden Corral, 4387 West Houston Hart in San Angelo. And now back to Real Talk with MJ and Dr. G.
We came to you with thousands of individuals from across the county, not just the city, who were wanting this ordinance. We came to you and asked for you to pass it. It was sent to you back in the summer. I did file the open records request, and there was a lot of information that we didn't receive from that. I think there were probably less than 200 or 300 documents. We did the same thing in Abilene. I didn't. They did, and they got over 4,000 documents. I'm curious why that was the case. But we came to you and asked you to pass it, but you said no. You said you weren't going to do it. You had the opportunity to put it on the ballot, but you said you weren't going to do that. Our mayor said more than once, we're going to do it the way of Lubbock. And we said, okay, we'll go the way of Lubbock. We did the referendum, and we got the signatures. Whenever Lubbock got their signatures certified, the city council had a public hearing scheduled within 14 days. The city of San Angelo City Council and the mayor have dragged their feet over a month. I don't understand why. I saw a memo in that open records request saying there'd be more voters in November, and I think there probably will be. We just ask on behalf of the thousands of citizens of San Angelo, Texas, that know about the ordinance, have read the summaries, many have read the actual ordinance. We ask that you vote on this ordinance today. Vote for what you think is best for San Angelo. If you've got problems with it, don't vote for it. But don't think the vote is just to send it to the ballot. You're making a statement yourselves, our representatives of San Angelo, on where you stand on this issue of life. And I know that might feel uncomfortable for me to say, or for you to hear from me to say, but that's just where we are. The citizens that have been working this process feel like there's been pushback. That's why we haven't got questions. Months ago when we were coming, inquiries, ask those inquiries. No, and I've never had any inquiry of me. I've never had anyone reach out to the initiating committee with these questions, or even at the public council meetings. So we just ask that you please take this, vote it up and down. Thank you very much.
We're back, and our special guest is the Honorable Brenda Gunter, Mayor of the City of San Angelo, and we're talking about the recent City Council public hearing in which advocates of making San Angelo a sanctuary city for the unborn took place. And one of the things, Mayor Gunter, that was brought out was that people are looking at this like, okay, we want to save the spotted owl and the humpback whale, but we want to kill the baby humans. How do you relate that to what we're dealing with?
I would never diminish a woman's life or a child's life down to the level of a dog or a tree or a humpback whale. I think a human life is a much more valuable conversation, and one that we need to all participate in. I truly believe that citizens have a right to voice their opinion. And I truly believe that citizens have a right to vote on big social issues. I don't believe 7 people on a city council should decide about this issue. We were voted in definitely by the citizens of San Angelo, but every phone call, every email that I have received have been from people who have said, Brenda, I am pro-life, but I want an opportunity to vote on this issue.
And that's what brings us back to the statement that we heard earlier by both. I heard it expressed by members of the council, and I heard it expressed by a couple of people in the public that stated, hey, wait a minute. We got about 50 people sitting in this room that want the council to take action on the ordinance right now. And there are many people in the city. We got about, 110,000 people?
We have in the city 100,000 people. So now not all of those are voting age, of course, but let's say that you have 50,000 people that are of voting age, or 54,000 that are voting age. I believe each one of those citizens have a right to vote on this issue. And I want us to be a city that is reflective of the social values of its citizens.
What about and I thought it was kind of a harsh statement for people to kind of charge you with, but what about the statement that some people are making that you are kind of pushing back on taking action on this ordinance, and that it's a stall tactic? I heard some people saying that. Is that true, or is it, or not? And if so, what's going on with that?
Let me say the following. If pushing back means allowing citizens an opportunity to vote, I don't think that's pushing back. I think it's opening the door to hear from the citizens. Second of all, I need to make sure people understand, if you vote in an ordinance, in 6 months, a city council member could ask to have that ordinance brought back up and re-voted on.
Really?
An ordinance isn't for life. An ordinance is for 6 months, and then it can be re-reviewed, re-talked about, and changed.
Now that's something I didn't know about. I thought once you enact
if you pass it by the vote of the citizens, as we're proposing to do in November, or believe that's the right action, it takes a much bigger action to change what you voted on.
Okay. So what I heard, I guess the next step is that the initiating committee, who's behind the proposed ordinance, can now demand that it be voted on. Is that correct? In November, or how?
Why, they brought us a letter today that asked that we put it on the November ballot. So
And-
they've already made that motion.
Okay.
Or they did what they needed to do, and that was to bring to the city clerk a letter that says we now, based off of the council's actions, we now ask that this be put on the November ballot.
Real Talk with the Jenkins. We'll be right back after these messages.
My name is Travis with Grace Transmissions. Here at Grace Transmissions, we have a reputation for customer service, and we've been serving the San Angelo area for over 45 years. Our focus is you, the customer. So whether you need a diagnostic check or a complete transmission service repair, we're here for you. Grace Transmissions, where service meets quality, and that's our #1 priority.
We are here when you need us.
Gray's Transmissions, 1202 Pulliam Street, San Angelo. Ready for a great meal and an awesome atmosphere? Then Golden Corral in San Angelo is the right place. You'll get a wide variety of delicious selections. Whether it's from our grill with freshly cooked steaks, our line of entrees featuring fried chicken, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and plenty of mixed vegetables, to our array of desserts and your choice from the salad bar, you'll dine in our newly renovated family-owned restaurant with style and comfort. Golden Corral serves breakfast Saturday and Sunday mornings and steaks every night and after 11 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Golden Corral offers curbside to go and catering with a large menu for your special event. So come on out to Golden Corral, 4387 West Houston Hart in San Angelo. And now back to Real Talk with MJ and Dr. G.
You have a tough job. I've watched you from the 5 years I've been hanging out here with you. I've watched you. You wear the responsibility very well. I'm not trying to do a political endorsement here or anything. I'm just saying, we got a good council. In my view, we got a good council, and we have a woman who loves God and is pro-life, but wants to do it to include everybody, or as many people as we can. And I find it hard to throw a stone at somebody who's got the heart of the people.
I believe in our citizens. I believe we have a great community with some tremendous citizens who are wise, who are bright, who are Christian, who have a good heart. I believe in our citizens, and I believe that our citizens have a right to participate in many of the things that we choose to do and call this city.
I'm hearing something different than what I heard before. And I think it's important that your message get out to as many people as possible. And anything political can be tainted.
Yes, it can.
It can be tainted and twisted and spun around, and you name it. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm wondering if that's what's happening here.
What I think, in my opinion, one of the great things that came out about this Sanctuary City issue is that many churches came together and were united in a point of view. You know, many churches in the past haven't always gotten along.
No, they didn't.
And didn't really agree on a lot of the same issues. In fact, if one church played music and the other one didn't, there's a difference of opinion about playing music in a church or not, or many other issues.
Right.
This was something that I think was really important for our churches. They came together, they stuck together, they worked with each other for a common goal. And I think that says a lot about the people on the steering committee, and I'm very proud of the people on the steering committee because I think they did a great job of unifying the churches and many church members in this city. And to that, I say, thank you for doing that. Good job. You guys did a great job.
Bringing God's people together for a good cause, good reason, but with the understanding that we need to make sure that everybody is involved. Well, let's switch the topic for a moment, because there's something horrible that's happening halfway around the world. in Ukraine. And as we did the prayer this morning, that was one of the things that was laid on our hearts to pray for the people of Ukraine, and to pray that President Putin of Russia will come to his senses and realize this is not a good thing that he's doing. How do you feel about that? What's your reaction to all of this?
Well, it's heartbreaking. We know how we felt in the United States when Pearl Harbor happened, when we were invaded, when our country was attacked. We know how we felt when 9/11 happened. Our country was attacked and we lost many citizens, many firemen, many police, many citizens in an instant, in just an instant. I can't imagine right now what the Ukrainian citizens are living with. I can't imagine the fear in their lives right now. I can't imagine the hardship that's been put upon them because of this war that they did not ask to be a part of, all out of some ego of a dictator who has chosen to make his arena a bigger arena and a bigger ground to oversee. This is unthinkable, and it's unthinkable because Ukraine has joined the United States on so many issues. We asked them to give up their atomic missiles. They did that. And now look at Russia using theirs on them. I can't imagine being one of the other countries that are in the close proximity to that situation, because if Ukraine can be attacked, the ego, if they lose and Russia wins, then what's the next country?
Things will change. Our hearts do go out to the people of Ukraine.
Lots of prayer for them. Lots of prayers. We have to keep the Ukrainian people in our prayers.
Absolutely.
Have to.
In fact, we have a prayer line in my church, and every night that we do that prayer line, Ukraine is at the top of that list, because we're going to pray for the people of Ukraine, because I know how ugly war can get. I want to thank our special guest, Mayor Brenda Gunter of the city of San Angelo, for being our guest. You really blessed us in your presence today.
Thank you.
And we just hope on a closing thought that we can, every nation, come together and let's pray, and that God somehow will touch the heart of President Putin and stop this nonsense that's taking place, that's causing the loss of lives and all kinds of trouble in Ukraine. Let's pray for those people every day. You're watching Real Talk with the Jenkins. I'm Dr. J, and this is Real Talk.